Hello everyone, welcome to Gary Mack Studio. You guys who's been following me in my paintings, you know that I have two birds in every landscape that I do. And those two birds, one of them is myself and one of them is my wife, and we go everywhere together. So I try and depict that in my paintings, that she's just as much a part of me as I am of her. And the other day I ordered these pretty little glass birds on Amazon, and they come in a pair. And so I thought I would I ordered those for her and gave them to her, and she loves them so much, so I thought I would make a display for those birds. And I turned this this is a piece of poplar, and I turned on my lathe and to make this display. And I did it because I love her, and we have this setting up on the shelf, and I'll show you at the end of this how I've got it displayed. And it just turned out to be a cute little memorabilia for my love for her and her love for me. And she loves me so much, and I love her so much. We met in 1966 when I moved to Fort Worth from West Texas. I was 19 years old, and I had started back to high school. I decided I was going to try and get a high school diploma, because you people who's followed me, you know that I dropped out of school with about a third grade education, and I couldn't read. And I've got a testimony of that in one of my videos. And but we had been married for 4 years, and she taught me to read. She taught me how the phonics and how to sound out these words. And I knew my basic ABCs and see the cat run, and that's about the extent of my reading ability. Anyway, she's just a beautiful, lovely woman, and I love her so much. And at the end of this, you'll see I buy her something every week. I'll buy her flowers, roses, or some kind of flowers, just every week. So when they fade and die out, I'll go buy her some more. And not only that, but I love the flowers myself. Flowers are so beautiful. And then this little display, I don't know, it probably took me a couple hours to make this thing. And you'll see at the end here how I displayed those birds in this display. And working on the lathe is such a fun thing. It's just, I love working on this lathe, and I've had this lathe for a few years, and you can see it's been through some stuff, because I have turned hundreds and hundreds of bowls and different things on this lathe. And woodworking is just so much fun to me. And this is interesting because this old lathe, my wood shop has got a wood floor in it, and I've got this lathe bolted down to the floor. And whenever I am turning something and it vibrates, well, the camera is setting up on a tripod, and you see how it jumps right there. Whenever that piece chatters a little bit on the lathe, well, the camera jumps, and the whole building shakes. So that's the reason that you get that little distortion in the videos when I'm doing this. See how it fuzzes up there. What? See that? the floor shaking because the tripod's not touching the lathe at all. And I love making furniture. I've made furniture. And some of you who've been watching, you see my kitchen. I built my whole kitchen cabinets in this little shop. And that was my profession for many years. In fact, I started when I was 19 years old working in a cabinet shop, and then I stopped working in a cabinet shop in the year 2002, I believe. And I went to work for a construction company because the cabinet business, when the Home Depot would come in and they had all these modular cabinets, the contractors, they started buying these cabinets from Home Depot and Lowe's and stuff, and I couldn't compete with their prices on the custom-made cabinet. And my cabinet shop, most of the homes that I built cabinets for were really upscale houses, and there just wasn't that many of them built in that time period. So I had to close down, and that's when I went to work for working in refineries with my brother. And I retired. I did that for 10 years and retired from that as a field engineer. Anyway, you can see right here, you see that spot on my arm right there? I've got these skin cancers, and I've learned that if I'll just take a bandage and put over those places and keep it wet, moist with vinegar for 3 or 4 or 5 days, then it will burn those skin cancers off. And that's what you see on my left arm right there, is where I burnt one of those cancers off of my arm. And I've done that. I've done that 6 times in different places on my body where I get these little skin cancers. And it's not painful. It'll burn a little bit for a day or two when that starts eating into that cancer, and then it'll go away and be fine, and they won't come back. They won't come back. I've had some on my neck and up on my chest that I took off. Oh gosh, I don't know. It's been 25 years ago, and they don't come back. It leaves a little scar, but they won't come back. So here I'm assembling this little display thing that I wanted to keep it real simple. I didn't want it to look gaudy or anything. All I wanted to do was display those 2 birds, and so I made this for the wife, and it was a fun little project. And anytime I work with wood, it's a fun project. I don't care what it is. So putting all this together and sanding it down, and what I did, I put a couple of heavy coats of gesso on it, and then I put a coat of kind of a flat paint to try and kind of match some of the artifacts that I've got in a display cabinet where I got my TV. And I'll show you that in a moment, where I've got it displayed. So I'm building a little shelf right here for those birds to sit on. And It was just I love birds. I've always loved birds. When I was young, and Daddy come home one day with a minor bird. And boy, this minor bird could. I mean, he could talk. He could talk real good. I mean, he sounded just like me because I talked to him all the time, and he'd mimic me. And he'd mimic my laugh, and my voice. Right here is this is one of the paintings that I did for a giveaway, and I'm going to put a varnish on it, and it's one of those. It's got the two birds in it, but I wanted to show you when I put this acrylic. It's an acrylic varnish, and the thing I like about the acrylic is these varnishes like this that I'm putting on it, they won't yellow like varnishes on that you put on oil paintings. These won't turn yellow and turn color like those do. These will stay bright, and you can see spraying this varnish on there how it brings out the color back into the painting. And oil paints are the same way. When they dry out, they'll have a dull. They won't be shiny like they are when you first put them on. And acrylics are the same way. And what this does when I spray this on there, you can see how it brings that color back out, and it makes it bright and beautiful. And oils do the same thing when you put those varnishes on there. And I worked in a plant down in Texas City, down on the Gulf Coast, that we made these acrylics from petroleum products. And it was just an interesting process how we made these acrylics. And I learned a whole lot about chemical and properties when I was working in those refineries and chemical plants, and making fertilizers and gasoline and diesel, and I knew all the properties of gasoline in refineries, and where you had your hexanes and pentanes and propanes and all of the different kinds of fuels that come off of that oil, and they like ethylene. All of those products, like a hexane or pentane, the reason they call them that is because of the number of my mind went blank. The number of molecules that are in that chain to make up the product. Some of them have 4, some of them have 6, some of them have 8, and that's the way they, like pentane, hexane, the number of molecules in that chain of product. And believe it or not, diesel, it's got a real long, heavy molecule, and it burns cleaner than gasoline. Even though you see this smoke come out of some of these diesel engines, well, it burns a whole lot cleaner than gasoline does. It doesn't put out near as much emission as gasoline does, and and it's got that oil, that diesel oil. It has a lot more energy stored in it than gasoline does, and that's the reason that all these big trucks use diesel, because they can get a lot better gas mileage than they can with gasoline. And right here I'm assembling this little display cabinet, making that shelf where these birds are going to sit on it, and I'll show it to you here in just a moment. And even that hot glue stick, that comes from the oil industry. Any plastics comes from the oil industry, and well, I say that some of the plastics are made from corn oil instead of fossil oil. They're made from corn oils, and just about any kind of oil you can make a plastic out of. Okay, this I took it and sanded it up and painted it, and here it is in the display. This is in the display cabinet, and I got these two cute little birds. That's me and the wife. We're just sitting up there on the shelf, and I kept it real plain because I wanted those birds to stand out because they're so pretty. The colors in them are so pretty, and here's kind of a close-up of them. And I give my wife flowers every week. Mostly roses, and sometimes I'll buy her these little flowers. She loves these, and but most of the time they're roses. I just love the woman. Okay, guys. Hey, y'all, subscribe to Gary Mack Studio. Send me a like button and a notification, and send me a message and get on that giveaway, like that painting that you just saw a while ago where I put the varnish on it. That was a giveaway to a lady named CJ. And so I love you guys, and y'all just keep watching. I do something different all the time. Love y'all. Bye-bye.